You have a whole chapter for that, inheritance laws and inheritance. Could you just briefly tell us about that also?
So I strongly believe that women need to be financially independent no matter what, whether you're a working woman or whether you're a homemaker. In either situations, you can be financially independent. And the Money Matters section deals with this on how do you deal with inheritance, so what are your rights, then how do you pass on your property, and again, as marriage and divorce is governed by your religion, the same way your rights to inheritance and your rights to pass on your property are also governed by your religion. And we have very weird scenarios here where, your closeness to your family is decided by which religion you come from. For example, for a Hindu woman, supposing she were to pass away without a will, her property will not go to her parents. They are not her first legal heirs. Her property will go to her husband and children, and in their absence, to her in-laws. So her in-laws are ranked higher than her own parents. Whereas for a Muslim woman, her parents continue to remain her legal heirs, and whether she's married or not, that doesn't change. So we have very peculiar situations in India, where your rights, your relationships, and the closeness is governed by laws which were made back in the, British era and which have not really been updated and kept up with times. So it's very important for women to understand these nuanced details of how they can, secure their property rights, or what can you do if you as a sister are left out of the inheritance by your brothers. What should you do, and how do you ensure that that doesn't happen? How do you claim what's rightfully yours? All of these are covered in that chapter, and I believe it's very important for women to know about their financial rights, because financial security is the #1 security you can have for yourself to create a life on your own terms. And I say this from my personal experience of dealing with thousands of cases in Pink Legal. We have seen that most of the women who come to us, whether they're able to walk out of a toxic or an abusive situation or not, is completely dependent on whether they are financially independent or not. And we have seen that when women are financially independent, they are able to make that choice to leave a toxic marriage. And therefore, I really stress upon the fact that, financial independence is extremely important for women.
That's my favorite one chapter of all that you've written, which I think everyone should read. Knocking on the doors of justice. I think when a situation arises, how do you go to a police station? It's absolutely intimidating. First, they won't even probably acknowledge you, and then there are all kinds of characters in the police station who can take advantage of the situation. And what do? You talk about filing an FIR, filing a case of other matters when you go to, suppose you've been molested or raped. What happens then? It's a terrifying situation actually, and I'm glad that these things that you've written has so much clarity that actually you know what to do next and what to do to go to a police station, what to expect, and what is an FIR, what are any of those things. I loved that chapter.
Thank you. And the reason I've written that chapter in detail is from a personal experience, because before I started Pink Legal, and one of the incidents that pushed me to start Pink Legal was a personal experience where one day when I was driving home from work, my car met with a small accident with another car right in front of me. Our bumpers touched. And out came these, two men who were in a rage, and they blocked my car. They were banging on the doors. They were like really terrifying. And this was at 10 p.m. in the night, and I was alone in the car. And they broke my side view mirrors, and they were very abusive. So I somehow got out of the situation and drove back home safe. But being a lawyer, in that situation, I remembered that the devil lies in the details. So I took a picture of their number plate. And this is what helped me file a police complaint against them the next day. Now, even for me, it was a very intimidating experience to walk into a police station with a police complaint, because I had never done that before. And walking over there, preparing my police complaint, actually made me realize that if, as a lawyer, I feel so scared to walk into a police station, what about other women who do not know their legal rights? And that's when I decided that I must do something about it. And, Pink Legal was born, and also the chapter on knocking the doors of justice, where I have given very detailed steps on what is a police complaint, how do you write one, what is the difference between a police complaint and an FIR, what do you do if the police refuses to take your complaint. But I must say, Vidya, that times have really progressed, and the police were very open, very receptive. They were very helpful. It could also be because I'm a lawyer and I knew my legal rights. But I did experience that it was a positive environment. And I would encourage women, and I would say that if you ever feel the need, do not hesitate to walk into a police station, because things have really progressed. And if you find any kind of pushback, you have legally yours and you know what to do and what step to take next.